My my reinforcement came from my mother. She was what they called back in the day militant or black militant, but she wasn't. She was just black awareness, black pride, pro black. And pro black does not mean anti anything. It means exactly what it means. You're pro, you're proud, you're appreciative, you are aware of your blackness or of your African heritage, of your African descent, just of who you are. So pro black does not mean anti anything other. It just means the appreciation for who you are versus what we've been told about black militant or, you know, pro black, which is really a beautiful word and it's a beautiful thing. Because a militant is someone that's part of a military force or militia that wants to hurt or do wrong to someone, but it's not. So it's just misunderstanding. And of course, we were always told anything black or dark is considered wrong, dirty, bad, misgivings. So yeah, no. Black is beautiful. Right on, for sure. And I've always known that. Again, my reinforcement came from my mom and letting us know, her daughters and her sons, know how beautiful we are. And we were, or are rather, I'm sorry, because she's passed on, so she's not here anymore. But I was able to have her for 36 years, and I thank God that I had her, because I have a lot of friends that didn't have that reinforcement of their mother. In fact, some of them had either mother wasn't there or was into it with their mom, which is sad because I don't know what that is. I don't know what that looks like. And I thank God that, I did have my mother in regards to telling me who I was and letting me know. And that's why I appreciate every ounce, every bit, every melanin, every kink, every curl, every nose, every lips. I appreciate it. I do. It's like it enthralls me, literally. It's a beautiful thing.
So here we are. Mm-hmm. Today is what?
October 2nd, 2024. And that's going to lead me into a story about my appreciation for being black, African. Okay. I know I just told you the story of how my mother reinforced our black beauty, our black this, just beautiful things. And when I grew up in high school and in middle school, you'd hear the most ignorant things. And my mother would always say, they're still saying stupid shit like that. Like some, I'm going to phrase it as SOME and SUM, enough to be impactful for some blacks to say things in the nature of, I ain't black, I'm part Navajo, I'm part Cherokee, I'm part white. And I'm not saying they weren't, I'm just saying these are the things that we heard when we were younger. And I'll be looking at them like, okay, if you say so, I can't stop you. Because I'm like, I had the reinforcements of knowing who I was. And like I said, I appreciate it, love it. Fast forward. Fast forward, because when I met my husband, I had a story. Like, we are black and we proud, and my mama we don't say stuff like that, because he heard it too when he was younger. We all did. It was very ignorant, stupid shit. And again, right on. Anyway,
well, let's put it in perspective.
Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. Like, it's like,
where are you from?
What do you mean?
What region of
I'm
America?
from the Midwest. That's where I'm from.
Specifically?
I'm from Wisconsin.
No, you're not.
Okay, all right.
No, you're not.
I'm from, listen, by way of Indiana. I'm from Wisconsin. By way of Indiana. So exactly, they're in the same region. So it's not like they're super far from each other or nothing of that nature. They're like together.
So where were you born?
I was born in Indiana.
and you grew up.
And I grew up in Indiana. We moved to Wisconsin when I was about 9.5 years old.
So you grew up in Wisconsin.
So I grew up in Wisconsin. That's why I had a quick thing saying I'm from Wisconsin, because not only that, I met my husband in Wisconsin, and all my children were born in Wisconsin. Sound like that old show, All My Children. But anyway, my husband and my children were born in Wisconsin. That's probably why I had a quick thing of me saying, "Hey, Wisconsin." I was born in Indiana, but I'm raised in Wisconsin. So yeah, same place, basically, same
so
thing.
is there a lot of Indians in
Don't
Indiana?
Don't do it. First and foremost, you're being real, let's be politically correct.
No, you
Native
said.
Americans. First and foremost, Native Americans is what it's called. It ain't called Indians, because you're being real, like, politically incorrect. And first of all, the Indians are in India, so we're going to keep it that way. And we're going to keep Native Americans, whose land that we're in, the land that ain't free, that we're in.
So,
Right on. No, there were not. I had never actually seen a real Native American until I moved to Arizona. And that would be 26 years later.
right.
And I mean this in the most respectful way. Like, I'm laughing because of the story that is what's coming from the story. So this is why I'm laughing, because what's coming from the story is just like, really? So that's why he's laughing. I'm laughing because he asked the question of how many Native Americans were in the state that I was in. I never seen a Native American literally until I moved to Arizona 26 years later. I had never seen a Native American in America in my life until that year, 26 years later, when I became an adult and my husband and I and our child went to visit Arizona. But yeah, okay, go ahead. Your next question is what?
No. Go ahead and continue with the story.
You made me get off track with the story because you're sitting up here talking about how many Native Americans. I just told you. Okay, the story goes. I'm so embarrassed because I told my husband, like, yeah, we are pro-black, black militant. Yeah, we are Malcolm X, Martin Luther, Nat Turner, what is it? Medgar Evers. You can just keep going on.
So
Black Panther.
This when we met, you told me this. Right?
Yes, when we met.
What year was that?
That was in we met in 97. We got together in 98. We got married in 99. But the incident or the story I'm talking about happened before we got married, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe like the year we were dating.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm avoiding this story. Yeah, it's taking a long time to get there. I'm taking the long way home. Yes, I am. Okay. The story goes, my husband, he told me his family, black and he's proud. Black Panther, same thing. So we were like, yeah, because he has a story too. But I'm going to go ahead and tell mine first. Let me tell my story. Because, yeah. He got some things in his story too. But let me go with my story. My husband and I went to go, he went to go meet my mom. And I can't think, like, were we dating for a while before she said that? Or was it immediately that she said that?
What's a while?
I'm asking you, were we dating for a while, or was it immediately that she said?
What's a while?
A while, 6 months to a year.
Yeah, around that.
Okay, it was 6 months to a year that she embarrassed me, basically. And okay, let me tell the story. I'm sorry. I'm avoiding it because it's embarrassing to me. My grandmother had my husband wanted to see pictures of my grandmother and pictures of our family. So my mother bought out, like, was it a movie? Like a little film or whatever. My grandmother, my grandfather, our people, aunts, uncles, just like family pictures or whatnot. It was a projector. That's what I thought it was. I wasn't sure. was like, it was like a film. That's why I asked, was it?
No. You know,
It was a video.
You got to slide. You know, motherfucker, you know how to roll a deck shit.
Okay. She puts up the video, and we're watching the video, and my mother, we started talking about my grandfather and my grandmother, and anyway, my mother had said something about that we had some Native American genes in us, mind you. And I was like, I had told my husband that's something we don't do. In fact, my mother used to fuss about people doing that and saying that. And I don't know if my mother said it because my husband, and I don't want to say this either because it sounds crazy, but I'm just going to say it, is of a lighter hue. Maybe that's the reason why she said what she said. I don't know. He's a black man. He ain't that light. He a black man. I think he blacker than me. So white, and I'm pretty goddamn black. I am blacker than the blackest. And then there was light black, and then there's night black. Anyway, so I'm thinking that maybe that's why she said what she said. Well, my mother said that we had Indian heritage, and it was embarrassing to me because again, I know, and all I know of is African heritage. My mother never spoke of any Native American, none of that. My grandmother, not my grandfather. As far as I know, they are all full African descendants.
So who did she say the Native American side came from?
My grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah, my grandfather. That's what she said.
So her father.
Her father had some Native American. And I never seen it because I looked at my grandfather and I didn't see it.
And you say he was from what?
Mississippi.
Okay.
Right. All I'm saying.
Were there natives down there?
I have no idea. I'm sure they were. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because we can jump right into your story, and I can get into your story quicker than I can get into mine. Don't do that. You do have a story because
I really don't.
I love my father-in-law.
Oh man.
And I'm gonna go there because he wants to laugh now because of this story, and it's not negative toward any Native Americans at all. But I'm gonna go to his story because
Before you do this,
don't do it. I'm going to it. I'm going right into it. Yep.
Before you do
Nope.
this.
Going into it. Let me go into his story. Nope. Don't try to stop me.
No,
Nope.
it's the relationships you have to have.
Oh, you're saying that you don't want to break any. Okay. All right. I love my father-in-law. Let me say that first and foremost.
Oh man. Now what's the story? What?
And he is of a lighter hue.
Oh, now
He black, but he of a lighter hue. No. Anyway,
Wow.
the question was asked through my husband's mother, who is my color, chocolate woman. Chocolate. Dark woman. Beautiful. So, I go to her, and we're talking, we have a conversation. She gets to telling a story about how my husband liked to rub legs when he was little. He liked to rub stockings. He was, I guess, mannish. He just liked rubbing legs or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's cute or whatever. Why did my mother-in-law say, that's that white in him? I was like, wait. Like, Joyce, what do you mean? What do you mean, white? And she's like, you know. I'm like, I don't know. What? She goes on to say that maybe somewhere down the line that Dion's, my husband's people, has Caucasian, or not Caucasian, let's just say white genes. And I'm like, I never knew of that, right? So I'm sitting here looking like, what? Okay, I ain't tripping. So with that, I take her story. My husband's sitting there looking like that's a lie type stuff, and I'm like, okay. Mind you, his grandmother's black, both sides, black, mom black, daddy black, all that. So years later down the line, because I'm like, okay, I'm not tripping. We go visit his father. Mind you, we had this conversation before with your father, and it never came up of anything. So we asked, or no, it was my daughter. I'm sorry, let me stop and back up a little bit. It was my daughter who was doing like a genealogy thing. She wanted to find out exactly where she came from and so on and so forth. So she's asking for pictures. She's saying, Grandpa, what is this? What is that? And my husband and I tell a story, the story that I just told you about what Joy said about the white heritage in my husband's family. Now, mind you, my hubby and I'm like, that, whatever, right? So I asked my husband's father, or we asked our husband's father, is there any like white genes like in, the gene pool? He goes, I don't know. Did he say maybe?
I don't know.
I think he said, I don't know, maybe, something like that. And I was just like, okay, like, no one said anything to me about it, but I don't think so. And I know I shouldn't say that. It's not nice to say, but I don't know. Yeah, this is the thing about being African American in America, and that's wanting to be everything but African, like, period. Like, literally, we want to be everything but. If you were to ask a person with a multicultural, no matter where you go in the world, you'll ask them, especially if they have African origins, period, and you can see it. And maybe if you can't see it, and they go to tell you what they are, they'll start with everything and then end up with black at the end. And then when they're saying it with such dismissiveness and such like loathing. It's just sad and embarrassing, because we are the original people, literally. And if you don't believe it, scientifically, biblically, both ways it's been proven. Yet
Come on, let's just cut the shit. This is an election year. Who are you voting for?
don't do that. I'm not voting for anyone. I heard something about the Green Party, which I had no idea about, like, literally until last night.
Green today?
No, you can't even tell I have what color. I have on black and white.
Oh.
I got this in black and white, buddy. So you can't see my green. Even though I got green lips and a green shirt, you can't see it. Unless I turn this to color, and I'm not going to turn this color. I'm going to keep it black and white. Because simply, I want you to understand what I'm saying. Black and white. Period. That point.
So who's up for the running?
What do you mean? As far as in the Green Party?
No, in the election.
Whoa. You're just going to skip over what I'm saying about the green thing.
No. You can add them as well.
I can. So Donald Trump's running for a Republican. A Republican. Let me finish. Let me. Thank you, sir. And Kamala Harrison. Harris. I'm sorry. Pronounce her name properly for me. And I'm not doing this to be facetious, and I'm not doing this to be like, I literally.
I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking
about. Kamala Harris. Don't do it. There's a cereal that they have out, but I'm not going to even go there.
To be green.
Anyway, and she's part of the Democratic Party. Right on. And then there's the Green Party, which has Jill Stein and Butch Ware running. And I had no idea, like, at all, until, like, literally last night when it came into my feed, which is really neat. But I wish I would have been fed this, like, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when, It's important. But yeah, I would vote for green if I was to vote.
Okay, but who's voting black? Who's voting white?
What do you mean? In regards to what?
Um, I guess the feeling is in America,
Right.
if you go Trump, you're going white. If you go Kamala, you're going black, right?
Right, but here's the thing. If America was so great and so stable and so together, there wouldn't be a black America and a white America. So this is why you know it's bullshit on both aspects. And both parties are full of crap. Both parties. And none of them are for the black. They just want the black vote. And that's just the truth to me. My opinion. Not facts, just my opinion.
And the Green Party?
The Green Party is talking about reparation, restoring homes and housing for people, health care, things of that nature. Yeah, that's what the Green Party is talking about. They're literally speaking of reparation, once again, health care for everybody in America, finding homes for homeless people, and mental health evaluation, things to help people, period.
So the reparation would pertain to who?
The reparation pertain to black enslaved African American people. And you figure the minute you say that, everyone of African descent, origins would jump on the bandwagon for reparation. But if other propaganda is being pushed, that's just being pushed out. And then you have the, what do you call it? I don't know.
What time it is?
I'm say, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything you're saying.
Right.
What I want to know is how would you implement a payout of these reparations? How would you determine who gets what? Because everyone's gonna say they got some black in them.
That is true.
I mean, even you say everyone got some black. Your mom said.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Nah,
She
we're not
actually
doing
liked
that.
her.
Don't do that. Just, we're not doing that now.
She did. She said she had a black in her. I mean, you know. So how do you? What's the rollout?
Decipher?
Yeah, what's the rollout? I mean,
Oh, man.
who's excluded from the payout?
I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say who's excluded. Because that's me being an asshole. That's me being facetious. I'm not going to do it. But anybody, again, like I told you in the first video, those who say that they're of African origins, African descent.
Wait,
listen, you don't let me finish. Listen, can prove they've been here for generations.
We haven't.
Listen.
I prove I've been here generations. I got here in 17. I mean, come on.
Okay, what do you recommend?
I don't. I mean, I'm just saying.
So you're saying, are you being like the other people, agreeing that we'll never be reparations?
No.
We should never get paid.
No.
Just pay me.
No.
Just pay me.
Look here. I'm a black man in America.
Listen, just pay me. Pay me, period. Seriously.
I mean, they always find
I was
a
going
way.
to say something I couldn't even say. I was going to
No,
say.
really,
We
that's fine.
got to cut this out.
Why?
What I'm going to say.
No.
I'm not going to say it then.
Why not?
Because.
Well, I'll say something. I'm going to say something.
Go ahead. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it because I want this cut out. I don't want this in the video because you think no.
No, come on. Say it. It needs to be said. It needs to be
No, it's me being facetious. I'm being a bitch.
Okay, go ahead. That's what we need. Go ahead.
Anyone who has been wearing any type of thing tearing up their epidermis and their dermis should not get a check. And that's what I wanted to say. And that's all I had to say. And they should get a check. Anyone who has alopecia or fake alopecia, they're full of shit. Not people who really have alopecia. I'm talking about the ones who have what do you call it? Cause